All right, guys, so this is Apply Your Skills 3.3 and 3.4. We are basically, for the pet clinic, we're going to record invoices and cash sales. I've already opened the file specifically. It took forever, so I'm not going to show you that part of the video. But on this first one, and I've already entered these in because I don't want to take forever to show you, 6/1/2023, Emily Dallas brought in her dog Cowboy for an exam, vaccine, and rabies vaccine. We need to create an invoice. So when you look in the customers section, here's create invoices, okay? They are not paying with cash. We're billing them. If they're paying with cash, we're going to do a sale receipt, okay? If we bill them and receive payment at the same time, when you hover over it, it will tell you. So we're going to go to invoice. And I'm going to go backwards on this up here. So you can look through your invoices, the previous ones, by clicking backwards. This is the one that I set up for number 1, Emily Dallas. If you look at this, here's Emily, okay? This is specifically for her dog, Cowboy. So it's a job specifically under Emily. So make sure you are selecting not just Emily, because she's got multiple jobs. So we're going to click dog because it's her dog, Cowboy. You're going to add these. As you add these, just typing the letter in under item, it will automatically bring up some options. So we're going to go with an exam, a vaccine, rabies vaccine, and treats. And you need to make sure you put in the numbers of each of these, because as you know, we put in items, and this will let you push out the items really quickly if you're at the front desk. Okay. The date, make sure you put in 6/1/2023. The invoice number specifically is on there already. Bill to Emily Dallas. If it had her whole address in there already, it would all go in. We're not worried about that. The other things, terms are net 30. When you initially started building this, you're going to see that the terms are net 15. Okay. So when you see net 15 and you want this to always default to 30 days net, you're going to go into the customer preferences over here under customer payment. And if you have a specific payment that you want from this particular customer or anybody in the future, you can click on their preferences. You'll go into the customer file that we looked at earlier, okay? In the payment settings, this is what we did to set up people earlier, is in this customer area. In the payment settings, we can go in and we can set it up so that terms are net 15. So you want to go ahead and make sure you set that up. And we can set up the methods and everything that we want. So job info, payment settings, let me see where. And I had already set that up. So over here, just make sure you're on Emily initially, and then her customer preferences. You can go into payment terms, and it was 15. We changed it to 30. So you're going in there. We're going to say okay. And that way, every single time for this customer, it will be that. We're going to go down to Cowboy because this is specifically for her dog. It said to put in a message and put in the memo as it specified. Once you're done with that, you can hit save. And the next one is a receipt. So we're just going to say save and close. The sales receipt that you're going to find on the next one, I'm going to back up here to the one that we did. And it's Ellie Sanders. Okay. So on this one, if you're looking for a sub on here, it is Cat Josie. All right. So on this, we've got Ellie Sanders for her cat, new patient exam, feline, DHC, FIV is right here, and treats. Okay, just one. We put in Sanders, Cat Josie, thank you for your business. And we are good. So we're going to say save it and close it. So I'm going to record that. It's asking, do we want to change our spelling? Is that wrong? And we're saying, nope, it's fine. So hit close. So now, again, we've got another invoice for Becky Todd. We're going to click on create invoices for this customer. I'm going to go back because I already put it in. So Becky Todd brought in Jedi. So we've got to apply it to the specific job, which is her dog. Okay. Make sure you've got the right date, 6/3/2023. The invoice is already created with this. Put in the items that she wants, and she's got boarding for 3 nights. So we put all those in. Put in a message that says, and enter the memo. You'll notice the memos all look the same. So in this one, it's Todd, which is her last name, and then Dog Jedi, and then what it was for. That way, every time you look in your memos, if you use the same structure, you'll be able to find the invoices a lot easier. So at any rate, we're going to save that and change it up because I applied it to the dog. We're not going to change our spelling, so I'm going to close that. Thanks, but no thanks. Now, let's see. The next one, we've got Edison. This is number 4, and we need a sales receipt. So we're going to close up the invoices. We're going to go into sales receipts. Again, I've already put this one in, so I'm going to go backwards to the ones that I've previously done. 6/4/2023. Edison York brought in his dog Scruffy. So make sure it's not just Edison, it's the dog. Okay, so there we go. Dental and boarding for 2 nights. I got the 2 nights in there. It already brought up the totals. He paid cash. We're going to click on cash. Okay, and create a sales receipt for him. Choose customer message. I just said thank you. And then the memo, his last name, the dog, Scruffy, and then what it was for. So at any rate, we're going to say save it, close it. And I changed it because I applied it to the specific dog, the dog Scruffy, or basically the job that it was going to specifically. So now what it wants is on 3/4. We're going to start receiving payments from these people. So to receive payments, if you follow the flow chart, you've got receive payments over here. We can't just record a deposit. We need to go through this to apply the payment to the invoice, if that makes sense. So I'm going to receive the payment. This first one is from Emily Dallas. I'm going to back up over here. It's kind of good. You can see what these are for. So Emily Dallas, I'm applying this to the dog one. It's bringing up the specific one. I'm going to click on the specific one that I'm applying it to. It's a check. It's check 773. I've put in the date that we received it, 6/7/2023, and the payment amount. At this point, she is done. Okay. So we received another check. So instead of saying save and close, and after I put in the memo, I'm going to put save and new. Okay. Now this next one is from the county animal shelter. Okay. So we're going to look over here. Here's county animal shelter. There is no sub jobs for them. So we're just going to go with that. The payment amount was $284.21. The date is 6/8/2023, and I put in the check number that we received. This was a check, so I clicked on the check. And then we put in the total. So right here, this is looking at the invoice specifically. I've checked the box, so it's going towards that. I put in the memo for what this is for, and it's towards invoice 163. So basically at this point, no more amount due. So I'm going to go ahead and say, well, actually, I got to click that. There we go. Sorry, I unclicked it. So the amount due was 284. We got 284. So it's 0 now. I'm going to say save it. I think there is, oops, I'm going to say yes. There were no other ones. I need a customer summary report for my customers. So in the reports, we're going to go ahead and close this for grins. And looking at the home screen, I'm going to go up here to reports. And then in reports, I want customers and receivables. And then a customer summary report. Let's see. I'm sorry, sales by customer summary report. So we're in sales. Here's sales by customer summary. I'm going to click on that guy. The dates are not correct up here, so I'm going to add the correct date. It's 4/1/2023, and I believe it went through 6/30/2023. So here's 6/30/23. I'm going to hit tab. There we go. So if you're looking down here, some of the ones that we took money on, here's Emily. Here's the cat. We specifically saw the dog. So if we click on that, it's going to blow up all of the records for that specifically. We don't want this to show. We want this guy. So this is what it's telling us. This is the sales by customer summary. We've got the dates. And so now with this report, we want to push this out as an Excel file. I'm copying the label right now, and I'm going to go to Excel. I'm going to say create a new worksheet, and we're going with that, the default in a new workbook. So it's pushing it out. It's not done yet. It's still building it. Kind of watching it think here. There we go. It's sending it. And it takes it a little while to build the thing. So we're gonna sit here and relax for a moment. There we go. So now let's check what we got. This should be all happy. That is not it. Where is it? Right there. Book 4. Okay, so it's whatever book it calls it. I'm gonna go up here to File. I'm gonna say Save It As, and I'm gonna go to My Work. Specifically, this is Chapter 3A4, Sales by Customer Summary. So I've already saved this thing, but I'm going to write over it. So here we go. Chapter 3A4, Sales by Customer Summary. I'm just going to overwrite what I've got. Hang on just a second. Close that. Close a couple of these other ones. It doesn't like that at all. Give me just a second. So we're going to cancel that for just a second. I've got to close these other ones down that I don't want. Let's see. Let me close that. Because there's others open, I think it's angry. So okay, here we go. All right, so we're going back in here to the Excel file. We're going to My Work. We're labeling it, saving it, and yes, we're going to replace it. Now it's done. Okay, so this file, we're going to upload this to the first 3A4. Okay, so let's go to the Labyrinth Lab deal. Going in right now. On your Labyrinth, you guys are desktop. So we're going to go into View as a Student. Assignments. This is 3-4. It's the first one. So I'm going to say, I just put in a bogus one earlier. So I'm going to say 3-4. Let me click on that. I'm going to choose the file that we just put in there. Actually, I still have that. That's not right. Okay, where is it? 3 Sales by Customer Summary. So it's just put that in there, and I'm going to say resubmit and submit. So right now, since it's thinking, it gave me that little star there. I've got to put in this applier skills 3 for the next one as well. So we will look at that in the next video.